Hi everyone and welcome to the Studs Up podcast. I am Garfield. I am joined by my co-host, as always, Simon Says. Welcome along. And this time we're going to be doing a preview of this week's round of the EPL. I hope that you enjoy it. If you do, you can find us on Facebook at any time. Just type in Studs Up. We'll come up right there. We'd love it if you leave a comment, leave us a like, have a listen to some of our stuff, or read some of our other articles up there. Or you can find us on our website. It's studsup-football.com. So without further ado, let's get into the round preview.
The Studs Up podcast. Round 6. Well, I don't know how anything can follow up that last round. It had everything. It
No,
had
that was a
upsets,
great
it
round.
had goals.
Yeah.
It had United losing. I mean, I'm
Yeah, you were a
walking
very
on
happy
clouds.
camper.
I'm walking on sunshine.
He's working on sunshine.
Don't ever sing again. My ears are bleeding.
Oh.
The blood is pooling in my headphones. Goodness me.
Well, let's
There
start
are
off.
cats skinning themselves out there. Somebody save them. Peter, where are you?
When someone think of the cats. Well, since we're on Manchester United and losing, let's start off because it's the first game of the round and it's possibly the biggest. It's arguable, but for me, it's definitely
It's one of the two
biggest.
matches of the round. for
Yeah,
sure.
it is Manchester United versus Leicester City. Simon Says.
Yeah, look, Man United need to come good here. They just need to come good.
They need a
huge
win.
game.
At Old Trafford, if they can't win this one and it's 4 in a row,
I honestly think it's not curtains for
No.
Mourinho, but it's definitely curtains for any aspirations they have for the title.
yeah, I would
For sure.
kind of agree, weirdly
sure.
enough. Well, I mean, we did say, though, at the start of the year that it is the kind of season where you could lose 6
Yep.
games and still be...
For sure.
Still
It has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be. Unless you're Guardiola
Yeah.
and you go undefeated the whole season.
Somehow. Oh, he's a freak. But we'll get to him in
will.
a moment. Leicester are going to be really good value in this game. I think they're going
course they
to
are.
play United on the counter. They are going to try and damage that centre-half pairing. I don't even know who he's going to start.
What I am going to say, though, is if there is a weakness anywhere in this Leicester side, it's the steal in the middle. I know Drinkwater's been playing better now,
he
and
has.
same with Mendy, but they still don't have Kante.
That's true.
They still don't have Kante.
But
That
this
hasn't
is
changed.
this is the game for Pogba.
This is the game for Pogba.
But you have to let him off the leash and let him do some damage.
If he can punch holes through that midfield,
then all of a sudden,
that's going to cause
yeah.
Leicester no end
panic.
of troubles.
They will panic if he can punch holes in
I
that
agree.
midfield.
That's gonna draw Mahrez just a little bit deeper, take him a little bit more out of attack.
That's right.
Bring Vardy just that shade deeper.
Yep.
Slimani. I mean, you're gonna look at that. You're gonna look at that Leicester side, and they won't quite be Leicester
That's right.
once they punch that hole. So
If that is a big if, though.
I'm tipping United. I'm actually tipping the
am-
win. I'm not even tipping a draw. I'm actually.
I
got my
am
little sheet here.
I am so just confused by this game because I actually think that Leicester could easily do United.
Of course they could. And you know what? Every time I tip Man United, they do the opposite. Really.
Yeah.
So
can you please tip Leicester?
I'm gonna have to start tipping
Can you
the other way.
please tip Leicester
Well,
just for me?
I've tipped Man United. I
Oh,
can't change that.
man.
I'm sorry.
Can't you just? Okay.
Look, you know, I want to
Look,
say I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry.
No,
I mean
you're definitely not sorry. I know you're not sorry.
Yumma.
Shut up. I can look. I have to, out of pride, tip United for a 2-1 victory.
Yeah, I
But
think it'll
I'm
be
going
close.
into it very apprehensive.
I'm with
very
you. I'm with you on
apprehensive.
2-1.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Also, there's a few injuries. It depends. He's got to play Rashford up there with Ibra again because those two are clearly the most dangerous players on the pitch. But if he can't find a way to bring the best out of Pogba, early questions have to be asked of Mourinho. But I'll give him the benefit of the doubt until I see this game.
I agree too. This is going to say a lot. All right, Liverpool-Hull.
Well, you would think that Liverpool should be able to give them a proper tonking, especially considering that even their makeshift centre-half is going to be suspended.
Correct.
So they are going to be in all sorts at the back. So if you were ever going to face Hull, this is the time to
Now's the
face
time.
them.
Now's
Yeah.
the time.
So I am going to tip an absolute spanking there. I'm going to go with a 4-0. An absolute shellacking.
I'm going 3-0, but
Still a shellacking.
I still believe in a shellacking.
Yeah, that is
so.
not quite as shellacky as my shellac, but it's certainly full of slackiness.
I don't think I need to. I don't need to gloat like that.
Wow.
Hey, but I tell you
Wow.
what, though. United suddenly lose to Leicester and Liverpool beat Hull, and suddenly there's a gap opening up there. The fans will be baying for blood.
Yeah.
Because after Liverpool's fall from grace that you enjoyed so much last year
Well,
and,
I
the year
didn't, but
before,
yeah.
it's starting to, the tides are turning a little bit. So
Well, I will tell you this: if Manchester United somehow finish behind Liverpool this season, Mourinho's job is already basic. They are in deep
Yeah,
doo doo.
that's
I mean,
probably true.
and if Koeman does really well with Everton, I could see them just moseying on over to Merseyside and going, can we just have Koeman over here? Yeah, thanks very much. See you later.
True, right? It's true.
Yeah.
Well, actually, let's jump to Everton. They play Bournemouth.
Bournemouth. Yes, they do. Bournemouth at home.
Yeah, Bournemouth is at home, but I'm tipping Everton.
Well, after, Pep's comments about Bournemouth being the best team that he's played against in the league, I cannot but tip Everton for a win there. I'm going to go with 2-0 to Everton.
Be honest, though. It's not just because of that. Everton look good for a victory.
Oh, no, Everton.
Yeah.
No, to be fair, Everton look exceptional at the moment. All of their players, all their key players are firing. Their new central midfield pairing is fired. I mean, Gary and Aguaye, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's excellent.
I know who you mean, yeah.
Yeah, he's excellent, though. I mean, those two complement each other so well, and it allows Barry to actually play from deep and go back to what he used to be really good at.
That's right.
His slow build pass game.
Pretty much the old Barry.
Yeah. It's the Barry from 7 years ago when he used to play central midfield at Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing watching him resurge. And I mean, Ross Barkley's in form, Lukaku's in form.
Absolutely.
Their defense is all of a sudden sorted. They've got two of the best attacking fullbacks in the league. Please. It's going to be a good win for Everton.
I agree.
Yeah.
Although I'm tipping it close. I think my tip says 2-1, but that's still,
I'm going to
a win's
think,
a win.
Yeah, no, a win is a win. I'm
Win is a
going
win.
to go 2-0 just because I think Bournemouth are a good team, particularly at home. But I think Everton are going to have the best of them. I just think so.
Well, let's have a look at Middlesbrough Tottenham because I've got a controversial tip.
Oh, okay.
I've tipped a draw.
Really?
Tipped a draw.
But Middlesbrough haven't exactly been in great form.
Totally agree. But I also know...
What do you base that on?
I'm basing it on them being
Clearly
back at
not.
home.
No Harry Kane is clearly not that.
No Harry Kane.
Right.
Them adjusting to no Harry Kane.
Yep.
I also don't feel like Tottenham have set the league alight, barring that ridiculous victory against Stoke, where, let's face it, it's Stoke.
It is,
now.
well, Stoke
Everyone's
at the
putting
moment.
4 past
Yeah,
Stoke.
it is ridiculous.
I think there was a stat like Stoke has conceded 4 goals in a match. Of the last 10, there's been 6 times or something ridiculous. Because
They have
against Liverpool, it happened against Chelsea, it happened against, just last week and the week before.
Yeah.
So
they have the worst defensive record of 2016 of any club.
Oh, goodness.
That's including. Oh, I might not have included Villa, but that's still
It's still bad.
that's still a terrible statistic.
So I look at Tottenham, and I don't know if they're quite firing yet.
I still think it's going to be a 2-1 win to Tottenham. I think Jansen's going to slide in pretty well.
You could well be
and you
right.
know what? And if he doesn't, they've still got Son.
It was worth a lot of points for me, though, on this tipping system that Fox Sports have.
Okay.
It was worth 79 points. And I thought,
Okay.
you know what? That's a good tip.
Fair enough. No, I think, they've got Son or they've got Jansen. They've
And
got
every
enough
week
firepower.
there's some kind of upset. And I think this is like a middle
This is
ground
your
upset.
one? Yeah, okay.
No, I've got one more, but actually, no real major upsets.
Well, hang
that's
on.
the big one.
Well, you know what? Let's go to the game that I know is going to
actually.
annoy you. It's Stoke City versus West Brom.
I've tipped Stoke.
Did you really?
I've actually tipped Stoke.
Oh,
Do you want to know why?
Yes, I do, actually.
Okay, I'm going to tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think that they've played so badly
It's been appalling.
that they are just going to come out and they're just going to play. And they're just going to play.
Well, they
because
have to.
I actually don't think they have the worst side I've ever seen.
Oh, no.
They've
The
still
side's
got-
actually pretty good.
They've still got Shawcross, who's
Yep.
not as bad as
No,
the
he's
results
excellent,
are
yeah.
showing. Their keeper is not awful.
No, not by any
Um,
stretch.
They've got Boney in attack.
Yep.
Who's,
Anautovic.
and Arnautovic, who scored, by the way, a
Yep.
pretty decent goal.
Yeah, he is a very good player.
I look at Stoke and I say they've got a team, Bojan. They've got a team that can do it. It can do it.
Yeah.
And I feel like a West Brom side, fresh off a victory that no one expected to that magnitude, could be a little cocky, walk into it maybe a little bit assured, and realize that it's not quite so easy, especially when you've got a team like Stoke who's at the bottom of the league. They can be the trickiest games.
Yeah, they can be.
So I've gone for Stoke to snap the rot, and no team just keeps losing like this.
True.
So just the law of averages.
Except for Aston Villa last year. Poor old
Except
Villa.
for Villa. But I don't think
Poor old Villa.
this is going to sound weird considering how bad Stoke's playing, but I don't think Stoke is as bad as that Villa side.
Oh, no. That sadly, that Villa side was not good at all.
They were almost tear worthy.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
that was
and that was sad.
was
And
very sad.
they got picked apart, you
Really
know,
sad.
like they had so many good players with Milner and
Systematically,
Young
yeah.
and
Yeah,
Barry,
yeah.
and they just
Benteke.
got And
pulled
even,
apart.
And they even had Darren Bent when Darren Bent was pretty good,
Yeah.
which is weird.
When he was on our quiz a week ago.
He
whatever
was
it
over
yeah.
100 Premier
Over
League
100.
goals.
That's right. So
No, I think it's going to be a draw.
Yeah, look, you're
I
probably
think it's
right.
1-1.
But God, I'm getting good points for that.
I'll
Stoke
tell you
victory.
what. Yeah, but
72 points there.
See, Stoke.
I'm catching up on people
You're
ahead of me.
trying to catch up. I can see Stoke actually playing into West Brom's hands here, of West Brom just ceding possession and then just trying to hit him on the counter.
I disagree. I think Stoke will do the same.
Well, then it's going to be one of those amazing open matches.
I think it's literally the reverse of what you were saying. I think that West Brom are going to be full of running, excited about what they just did. They're going to be coming forward with Rondon. They're going to be really Nasser Chadley.
Yep.
And I actually think that Stoke is the one that's going to get them on the counter.
It could be. Hey.
Because Boney just needs one good match.
No, I know.
And he could put 2 past them.
Yeah, no, he could.
And suddenly,
he has that from the Swansea days, at least. But that was a couple of years ago. But I do take your point. I do take your point.
So that's my tip.
Fair enough.
So
Let's
you're
move.
tipping the WBA.
I'm tipping the draw. I'm going the 1-alls.
You're tipping the draw.
The crazy 1-all. But I'm going to move to the next game since we were just talking about Boney with Swansea. Yep. Swansea versus Man City.
Yeah.
City. You can't go past City.
Sunderland, Crystal.
Wow, that little love.
Just gonna move on.
Yeah, like you can't see poor Swansea doing much. But I mean, it is up at the Liberty, and they do have.
What does it tell you? Where of all of the ranking systems of points here for teams that are both home and away, by far the most favorited is City. And they're away.
And they're away.
I mean, Liverpool's
ridiculous?
at home to Hull.
Yeah.
And City is considered more of a certainty.
I sure bet. Yeah, that is nuts. Scary with the bookies, isn't it?
That's nuts.
All right, well, we can move on from that one. Fair enough. So how about Sunderland versus Crystal Palace?
Just quickly, what do you reckon the score will be? I want to know
3-0. 3-0.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you there.
Yeah, I think 3-0. So Sunderland versus Palace.
Sunderland versus Crystal Palace.
What do you think?
The Fat Controller says. No, what is? What the hell was that?
That was Thomas the Tank Engine. Why are you lapsing into
Ringo
childhood?
Starr.
Yeah, what? Anyway,
my name's Ringo Starr.
It's a bit. Yeah, that's your Liverpool colours shining through there. But we'll carry on. Yeah, who do you think? Sunderland or Palace?
I've tipped Palace.
Yeah,
I've tipped Palace, but I could see it being a draw.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb.
With Palace.
I'm going to go out on a limb.
I know you are. I know you're going to say Sunderland.
I'm going to say Sunderland.
Because you said some really cruel, racist, brutal things about Sunderland last week.
No, I think...
this week, actually.
I think Palace are going to blow hot and cold a little bit this season, and I think at the Stadium of Light is the kind of place they might blow cold enough that Sunderland can nick it.
Are you going to give Moyes credit?
If they win, I will give him credit.
But what if it's like Defoe hat-trick? Are you going to be like, it's just Defoe?
No, I'm just going to say it's just Defoe.
Would you sell Rooney to Moyes at Sunderland?
Yes! Oh, hell yeah!
For free?
Oh!
His brain exploded.
Probably not for free.
For free. Has to be free.
It's got to be for free?
For free.
I don't want to give him to anyone in the league then.
Really?
Because I know
it's hurt you?
No, because it's the one time that he'll score against us. He'll score one goal all season in 38 matches because he'll be contractually obliged to play all of them.
Just quietly, I secretly loved asking that question.
I know, you're such a bitch. Anyway, no, I kind of think this is if Sunderland can't get 3 points or at least a point out of this game, they are in for the longest of long seasons.
I'm going for 2-1 Palace.
Fair enough. All right, let's move on to the next one.
Right,
the other game of the round?
The other game of the round.
Arsenal versus Chelsea.
Yeah. Draw.
London Derby.
Draw.
Draw?
Draw's my tip.
Okay, why?
Because they both don't look amazing in defence. Even though Arsenal have supposedly secured that, they still look a little brittle. And I think it's because of their midfield, not so much their defence.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They're just getting overloaded in the middle and their defence is just being...
I actually think Arsenal are going to win this one.
You're probably right.
I just have this feeling that, I've just got this sneaky suspicion that finally Arsene Wenger's going to think, you know what, I'm going to start Xhaka with Cazorla.
Well, Xhaka has done nothing.
Nothing so far. But
literally nothing.
No, but
my tip so far has been correct on Xhaka.
Yeah, but he's barely played though. Like give him a bit of a give him a bit of a break. It's we're at round 6 here. If we get to round 15 and he's still a bit balls, I'll concede. But no, I think that
concede like United.
Oh, yeah, well, sadly, at the moment, yes. Ow.
Wow.
Ow,
How did they come up with that? That was
wow,
really mean.
dude, that was so mean. I didn't bring up 26 years. Come on. No, I think Arsenal are going to have enough about them in this game. I actually really like Sanchez as the false nine. I actually really like him in that system. I think he'll cause David Luiz all kinds of problems.
Yeah, he totally will. But I also think that Chelsea's going to cause them some problems through
They
the
will.
middle there.
They will, and that they should.
They've got a strong midfield. They've got a
They
good
do.
attacking strike force. I think they're going to be quite a handful. I mean, it just takes a moment of brilliance from
does.
Hazard, you know?
Yeah.
He can
But
do
I mean,
it. And
Conte's
Costa
still-
5 in 5.
Oh, Costa's in amazing form, and he's the kind of guy that's going to wind up Arsenal so
He is.
badly.
You remember what they did to them last time?
Yeah, that's true. And Costa is their X factor. He's the guy
He's
that you could just
X-factor.
see destroying a
He
team out
scored
of
against
nowhere.
Liverpool.
Yeah,
He's the man that keeps doing it. I mean, love him or hate him, you can't ignore him.
that is true. No, he's an excellent player. It's just such
Known
a shame he's a
bastard.
dick. Yeah,
Which is why he's at Chelsea.
yeah. Well,
Because he's, the captain of the bastards,
Yeah.
John Terry.
yeah, true that.
So
True
yeah.
that. I'm with you on that one.
And Fellaini. He should just go to Chelsea to complete the trio.
Really,
Yeah.
the
You should just give
triumvirate.
him- You should just give it. You should just give him
The
Chelsea.
bastard triumvirate.
Yeah, yeah.
You'd have the whole spine of the team.
Yeah.
No, fair enough. I just think Arsenal at home,
I've gone for 2
they can
all.
do them. I think 2-1. I think Arsenal are just going to pip them.
You know what? If I tell you what, depending on who's right, if one of us is right and picks the score,
Okay.
the other one buys us dinner that week for the podcast.
Okay, fair enough.
Done.
Okay,
All right,
done
you heard
deal.
it. It's live. It's done. Well, it's not live. 'cause
Well,
we're
it's
doing stuff,
recorded, but it's still
recorded
done.
live.
All right, let's move to the next game. West Ham versus Southampton.
Southampton. Lovely. Yeah, I mean, I've tipped West Ham to get out of their funk only because this can't keep happening. They've got too good
Well,
a
it
side,
shouldn't keep happening.
and they're going to be at home. I know that didn't mean anything when they were against Watford,
No.
but as much as Southampton look like they're resurgent as well because they've got, they've got their players now firing. Redmond, although he didn't score, played well.
Fouls there now.
Yeah, I mean, they're
Charlie
looking,
Austin.
Yeah, Austin. I mean, they're looking better for sure. But I've gone for the West Ham tip, even though I know a draw is very tempting. But I actually think West Ham will do it.
I'm going the other way. I'm liking the form of Southampton. I thought that they
know
were
anything.
very good value for their 1-0 win against
They're
Swansea
also
last
fifth
week.
last.
Yeah, but I think they're about to turn it around.
Fifth last.
They're
Right
about
in.
to turn it around. They're about to turn it around. I'm going
Right in, West Ham
1-0.
fans.
I'm going 1-0
West Ham fans
for
right in.
Southampton.
Right in, West Ham fans.
Hey, I tipped West Ham last week. I got owned by it. WBA owned me. Oh, dear. And then the last game of the round, Burnley versus Watford. Watford obviously coming off 2 spectacular victories. Burnley, not so much.
They're good at Turf Moor, though, Burnley.
They are very good
They're
at
hard
home.
to break down.
They are. They're very good at home.
What I'll say, though, is that Watford look really good against teams that are hard to break down, though. They seem to have enough flair that they can do it, and Troy Deeney's a man possessed at the moment.
Yeah, and Capu.
And
He's been let off
Capu.
the leash.
Oh, Capu, he's just been great.
Yeah, for a player
great.
that was always kind of a defensive midfielder, they've let him off the leash, and he is just destroying teams. He's
destroying
looking
teams.
great.
He's powerful. He's nimble.
He's
can
got
do
some
anything.
running in his legs. I'll
He's got
give him
some
that.
running.
Yeah.
He's great. He's very good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if
4
I can...
goals so far this
That's
season.
right.
Like,
That's
please,
right.
forget about it.
That Watford
You know,
side
he
looks-
has more goals from midfield this season than the entire Watford midfield had last season. Isn't that
wow.
ridiculous?
That is honestly insane.
And in that form, I can see them winning at Turf Moor.
I've tipped them as well.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a 2-0 to Watford.
2-0 to Watford. I think Burnley's biggest issue is their goal scoring, so I'm with you on that one too.
Yeah, well, unless Gray fires, they kind of struggle up there.
I'm with you.
I mean, Stephen Defoe is a good player, but he can't carry that team on his own.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, there you go. That's our thoughts of the preview for this round coming up. If you've got any thoughts on it that you'd like to share with us, then go on our Facebook page, Studs Up, and you'll find us there. You can comment on whatever you like. For example, Simon Says' hatred of Sunderland, or
Why do you
whatever
throw that
you'd
on
like
me?
to, whatever you'd like to bring up. Please comment away or like us there, or you can find us on our website. It's studsup-football.com. Simon Says, I'm Garfield. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.